Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the first Nerdaholic Podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about the potential sale and all the news and updates from the WWE. Um, as everyone is probably as everyone has probably seen, last week Vince McMahon returned to the company, and he pretty much shook everything up. Well, as of right now, the biggest rumors are that the WWE is being sold to the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund, and that was that was actually reported by Stephen Muehlhausen of DAZN, as well as Mr. Sherman from of Alex Sherman from CNBC. However, the updates from Mr. Sherman from CNBC, the tweet, and all of the posts about it have since been deleted, as have the ones from Muehlhausen. Um, let's discuss a few things right off the bat. The WWE has been in the McMahon family since possibly the 1920s, 1930s, when Vince McMahon's grandfather Jess McMahon started the company, then went to Vince's dad, Vince McMahon. Some call him Vince McMahon Sr., some just know him as Vincent Jess McMahon. And then Vince and his wife Linda bought it in the early 80s, renamed the company from Capital Sports to Titan Sports, and then brought in then renamed it from WWWF to just the WWF, World Wrestling Federation. And it has been an uphill climb ever since. Well, last year, everyone knows about the scandal from Vince with the DNA agreements and or DNC agreements, and the whole scandal with him and John Laurinaitis. Vince retired. His daughter Stephanie took over as co-CEO with Nick Khan, and now Vince has come out of retirement and is back on the board of directors. Stephanie has left the company and resigned her position to go back on leave, and things have pretty much been shaken up. Well, the like I said, the biggest rumor right now is that they're selling it to the Public Investment Fund from Saudi Arabia, but that is actually false. The the right now it's just in principle, which means the WWF or WWE has to go through all of their shareholders, all of their a lot of legal battles, legal red tape, legal hoops to jump through, get approval from the shareholders before selling the company, because the rumor is that it's going to be taken back private instead of publicly traded. Another big rumor is that Vince has actually been telling different people within the company different stories about who was interested in buying the company, just to see who will leak information, who can be trusted, who can and can't keep their mouth shut. That is a Vince McMahon thing to do. He's been known to do things like that in the past, and you never know. The biggest issue right now with it is if the sale to the Saudi Arabians goes through. There have been reports of a lot of talent talking about leaving the company, talking about going elsewhere to work, and a lot of talents even talking about just retiring from the business altogether. Um, a few things to say goodbye to with if the sale goes through to the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund, is for one, the women's division. As everyone knows, women are not looked at as equal citizens in the country of Saudi Arabia. They're looked at as inferior to men. They're looked at as they're not even allowed to vote, not allowed to get an education, not allowed to go to school. Which is funny because now they're not even allowed to see a doctor that isn't a woman. But if a woman isn't allowed to get an education, how can a woman be a doctor? But that's for that's for another channel, another podcast altogether. But also a few things to say goodbye to. Well, with the women's division, they have really built it up. The women wrestlers are no longer eye candy as far as the wrestling world is concerned. There is no longer the stigma that women are just managers and go out there to be filler matches. The women wrestling in WWE right now and other companies, AEW, Impact, the NWA, they have talent. They are very skilled in the ring. They are great. I love watching a lot of the women's matches for the skill that they put on or the skills that they display. Well, with women not being allowed to do much in the country of Saudi Arabia, you can rest assured that the that the women's division will definitely be gone from WWE. A lot of wrestlers, Sami Zayn for one, he is of Syrian descent, and he hasn't even been allowed to be on any of the Saudi Arabian pay per views due to his ethnicity. He'll be out the door. Um, and you can rest assured that his best friend Kevin Owens will be out the door with him, strictly out of loyalty. A lot of there are a lot of Indian wrestlers or Israeli wrestlers that will not be allowed to perform any longer. A lot of Jewish performers and wrestlers in front of the camera and behind the camera will no longer be with the company. People like Paul Heyman, Michael Hayes, Kane, Mayor of Knox County, Tennessee, Glenn Jacobs, Kevin Nash. He will no longer show up for any WWE events. Bill Goldberg, all due to the political and religious views of the country of Saudi Arabia. Um, as of right now, like I said, the everything is just in principle and um, take it with a grain of salt that the public investment fund from Saudi Arabia is the new owners of WWE. Nothing has been finalized. There are a few other companies that would possibly be interested. Comcast, Fox, Disney, Warner Brothers, Discovery, Netflix, Amazon, even Endeavor Group Holdings, the owner of the UFC, and Liberty Media, the owner of Formula One Racing. They're also have been a few names have been thrown around, and it should be interesting how everything plays out over the next few days and weeks to see what direction everything is going. And forgive me for that. Personally, I would love to see Stephanie McMahon and Triple H buy the company. When Vince bought the company from his father, he shook his hand and promised that the company would always be in the McMahon family. Will Vince stick to his word, or will he go back on it? Everyone knows that's watched WWE over the last few decades knows how much Vince loved his father and loves to honor him. And also, everyone knows that for the most part, Vince McMahon is a man of his word. Uh, another um, another interested party that I wouldn't mind seeing buy the company would be Disney. I think they could take it to some new heights and get even more international coverage than they already have. Fox could do the same. So could Warner Brothers, Amazon, and Netflix. They could also do some good with the company. But I, for one, would like to see it stay in the McMahon family. Have Triple H and Stephanie buy it from Vince, or even Shane come back and buy the company. I think he would be a good leader for him. He's got a great mind for the business. But with the whole shakeup, right now is definitely an interesting time for the wrestling business, and um, this is my first podcast doing a live streaming, so please bear with me. Um, right now would be the time for Billy Corgan, the owner of the NWA, National Wrestling Alliance, to take advantage of the situation and bring back the territory system. Make make agreements with other companies around the country, other companies internationally, New Japan, All Japan, AAA, CMLL out of Mexico. Uh, make an agreement with AEW. Make an agreement with Impact. Uh, make an agreement with a lot of local independent promotions all over the country. Bring back the territories. Have one world champion where he he travels around to the different territories defending the belt. Um, and each territory would have their own champion who would be the one to take on whoever the world champion is at the time. Like Ric Flair and Harley Race and Dusty Rhodes, all of them did back in the '80s and the '70s and '80s. Um, some of the best matches that I've seen were Ric Flair and Kerry Von Erich, Harley Race and Dusty Rhodes when Dusty was in charge of Florida. The Grahams, they had some really good programs. Um, that's going to be all for right now. Like I said, this is the first Nerdaholic podcast. You can definitely expect more to come, and things are going to get better as we go along. This has been a simulcast on TikTok. Be uploaded onto Anchor before too long later on today, and also check out our other channels: Tales from the Open Road, Shartastic Pranks, and click on the links. We have a Patreon. We have a TikTok channel, Tales from the Open Road. Also on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. The links are down below in the description. And if you'd like to help us out with the channel, go to our Patreon, go to Buy Me a Coffee, and we'll be bringing you a lot more fun content. Everyone, have a great day.